Hello guys and girls, we are now live and welcome to our second People Helping People Hangout for our PHP team and the National Wealth Centre business. And we have, as always, our fearless leader here, Mr. Stephen Awesome Lawson. And we're also joined... Go on, yeah. As I introduce you, feel free to say hello. So there's Stephen, and we're joined by Simon and also Dylan. And we are going to... yeah, feel free if you want to mute yourselves, guys. I don't know if you've got background noise, but obviously that can be a tad distracting. But thank you very much. We're going to, as we tend to on these Hangouts, we're going to sort of give a brief overview of what National Wealth Centre is, and obviously what our team you'll benefit from joining our PHP team. And I'm going to allow Steve, obviously, to give you a bit of an update on the team rotator that he's been working on, and a few changes in that, and maybe to clarify a few things, because there's obviously a few people that I know were a bit confused as to how it worked and everything. And also we're going to obviously go through with the guys and just elaborate on their own experiences and how they joined with, why they joined PHP with National Wealth Centre and what they've been doing and how they've been getting on. So Steve, can I crack on with you? And obviously just you can elaborate on how things are going with the team and what you've been up to with the rotator.
Okay, thanks Rick. Okay, well as per usual, I'm extremely excited to be on this Hangout today. I just want to welcome anybody that happens to be viewing in from whatever part of the world you're viewing in from. Now I know personally I've got my team growing all over the place. I've got people in Australia, I've got people in the United States, in Canada, in Malaysia. Pretty much, it's a global business, and this is what I really love about the National Wealth Centre. But I've had a really busy week actually. It's been we're on Tuesday. I often forget what day of the week it is because I'm just so kind of focused on building this business, and one day kind of drifts into the next. And I guess this is one of the funny things about working online, especially when you do it as a kind of full-time living. It's very difficult to each sort of day is not like your current normal working week that people kind of recognize, a kind of Monday to Friday thing. So but yeah, I've been just working consistently on developing different things for the team. Really, I've been working on a free rotator system. I've been working on a PDF, which is a kind of something that you can hand out to everybody that's new that joins the business or is potentially looking at joining the business. And I'm sort of halfway into that, and it's surprising because it does take up a lot of time sort of creating all this content. And I wanted to put together a PDF which was really a kind of A to Z, how to get started in this business, the benefits of the National Wealth Centre, talking about obviously the products and the compensation plan, etc. And I wanted to put it all into one kind of document so that people can, be able to just download it at their leisure and go through it step by step. And I'm going to have all kinds of sort of trainings. I'll have links to trainings on social media and how to get exposure, etc. So I've been kind of busy working on that. So that's been exciting, and I've been, as I said before, doing this team rotator. Now, one of the things that you'll see on social media, especially with the National Wealth Centre, is a number of different groups are basically building these rotators, and some of them are free and some of them are paid, and each one has got its own kind of merits. Now, for me, I wanted to create a free rotator, and the reason I wanted to do this is because I'm obviously well aware of the kind of industry statistics that people fail in this industry, and quite often one of the biggest problems people have is that first sort of couple of months. They're putting money into a business and they're not getting anything back because they're inexperienced, maybe they're completely new, not quite sure what they're doing, and so I wanted to create something that would allow me to be able to put everybody's link into a piece of software and basically get exposure, get mass exposure through all of our team promoting it to the outside world, basically. And what happens is people will come in and look at the sales funnel that I've created for this rotator, And if they're interested and they want to find out more and they want to join, they're going to click on one of the links, and one of our team members' affiliate links is going to be inside that rotator, and someone's going to land on it. So there's every possibility that people can get sign-ups completely for free just through the power of all of us as a team promoting this one sales page. So I think we're having a lot of success with it, actually, because I'm getting a lot of people signing into this rotation. I'm actually obviously collecting people's emails, and what I'm doing is I'm then remarketing to all of those people. So what I'm doing is I'm writing out an email, and I'll be basically telling them a little story, and I'll be passing that same rotator link again in my email, so people get the opportunity to see things over and over again. So that's going really well. I've heard that a few people have actually had some serious interest from it, and of course we've only just started with this, so it's very early days, but already I can see the results starting to come in, so I'm quite excited about that.
Steve, could I ask something about that?
Yeah, certainly.
I can't really call it the elephant in the room, but basically there are going to be people who are thinking, well, that is something similar to another large team in National Wealth Centre. What would you say are similarities, benefits, or whatever, compared to that particular team, for example?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't actually looked at, I know the one that you're referring to, but I haven't really looked at what they're doing in terms of the free rotator. They say it's free, and I haven't really looked at it. And to be honest with you, I'm one of those people that kind of just leads from the front, come up with my own ideas, and I just go for it. So I don't really worry about what other people are doing. But I do know that what I wanted to do, what I've been trying to do, is to create a system whereby, as a team, the People Helping People team, we are all going to go out and promote this organization, because I think we all agree that it's such a phenomenal company. And so it was just really a question. I wanted to find a way that I could help as many people coming into this business as I possibly could. And the reality is that when people first get started in network marketing, they don't really understand what to do. They're not salespeople. Most of us hate selling, and there's always this kind of stumbling block of this steep learning curve for people. And if people are spending money on an opportunity, but they're not seeing any results because they're really kind of just getting the feel for the industry, learning what to do, and it takes time. So I just wanted to put this free system together to bring in people, get some attraction, and hopefully people are going to get some actual signups, which means they're actually going to get their costs covered. And one of the important aspects of the National Wealth Centre is the fact that you only need that one person to sign up in your business to cover your costs, which is the most important thing for the newbie when they get started. It's getting those costs covered as soon as possible, whilst they have the opportunity to learn. So in terms of how our system is any different or any better than anybody else's, I'm not really sure, because I haven't really had a look at these other rotators. The only one thing I would say is I've seen a company or a team doing a paid rotator, and I know that they're basically putting a lot of paid traffic into it, and I hear various different rumors about its success or its failure rate. I don't really want to get into that, but all I know is that we have a really good opportunity to get exposure for free. Now, a lot of people would turn around to me potentially and say, well, people that are after freebies, they're not really worth it. Well, I completely disagree with that view. I honestly believe that people coming into this industry for the very first time, they have to have time to learn what to do. Nobody comes into this industry with all the knowledge, and if I can do something that's going to potentially help somebody get a sign up, right, for free, then I'm going to do it. And I believe that once people have got somebody in their team, it just takes the pressure off of them. And most people come online to make money because they're struggling in some way. They're looking to change their life in some way. They're looking to change their job. they're looking to cover their costs. We've all got these costs, these residual bills that we have to pay, and people come online looking for an opportunity so that they can cover some of those costs, maybe change their lives completely, maybe get out of their working their job. So it's a question of, we have to give people the time to learn and do things in the right way. So I'm going to do anything that I can, whether it's free or whether it's paid, to help the team to basically take that pressure off of them. So
that actually, I was going to say, that does actually lead me on to very quickly to a point that I wanted to, if I can interject there, and that is that the best thing to do with this is not, and with any business, is never to belittle or, to coin the phrase, slag off another team or another business, because professionally it doesn't work. It'll always go against you. It's always best to focus on what we're doing, what our team's doing, and the benefits and the advantages of joining us, rather than having a go at another team, because you will just come across very unprofessional, very unethical. And I think it's an old adage of business. Yeah, it would never grow your business by knocking down the tallest building. Never try and grow your building by knocking down the tallest one. Always try and focus on building yours to be the highest. And yeah, that is kind of comes from where you were just talking about, focusing on the benefits of our team, and don't talk about other teams so much, because there's always going to be people asking you, what are the benefits compared to other teams, and I think it's good for people to focus on what we're doing compared to the others.
Yeah, I totally agree. The truth is, we're all in this business, regardless of what team we're in. We're all in this business for the same reasons, ultimately. Now, there will be some people that will use methods that, or like you said, slag people off to try and put, if they see a team that's having more success than them, then there is always this kind of just human nature, I guess, kicks in, and some people will want to try and suppress them. And I've seen a few videos recently talking about why the people should not get involved with a free rotator or a paid rotator, and that's entirely up to them if they want to take that view, and I just totally disagree with it. I think whatever we can do as a team to bring exposure to what it is that we're doing, because I genuinely believe in this company, and I made a video earlier today actually, which is on YouTube, and I basically said that when I came into this industry, I struggled for the first couple of years. I really did find it very, very difficult, and it was a huge learning curve. And I came out of the industry for a little while. I was working on my own projects, my own website, and I recently decided that I wanted to get back into the network marketing industry, and I wanted to get involved with a company. And I could have had my pick of all these different companies, and trust me, I had so many people, trying to get me into their business, sending me their links, trying to, talk about their companies. And at the end of the day, I've never been somebody that has been influenced by anybody else. I've always tended to actually do my own due diligence and take the time to investigate all these other opportunities. And that's what I did before I joined NWC. I actually looked at all the different companies that I was aware of. I looked at the products, I looked at the leadership, I looked at the compensation plan. And the truth is, I came to NWC because I could see the benefits. I looked at all these other companies and I compared it to what NWC had to offer, and I realized that at the end of the day, I'm going to utilize the same exact marketing strategies to build any of these other companies as I would for NWC. So why would I not want to choose the company that had all the advantages, all the benefits? And that's one of the reasons why I got involved with NWC. So it's I've actually lost. I've forgotten what the original question was, as per usual, because I always ramble on. But
well, to be fair, buddy, it does help actually. If before I just jump on and talk to some of the other guys, to sort of round off what you've had to say. If there are people who are looking on our team Hangout for the first time, I mean, this is only the second one we've had, but obviously if they're new and they've joined in the last week and this is the first Hangout, what message would you give to them for them to make the first move with promoting this business, and yeah, how to take the first few steps?
Well, I think I mentioned this last week on the Hangout. When somebody is thinking about joining, and you could say it's about any business really, but let's talk about NWC. When somebody's considering joining NWC, you have to do a little bit of due diligence. You have to really look at what this business is all about, and you have to decide whether you could, actually feel passionate about this opportunity. And I guess because I've seen lots of other companies and I've been involved in other businesses, I took my time to understand what the business was all about. So I would say, go to the website, check out everything on that website, read everything. If there's videos on there, listen to all those videos, really get an understanding and a feel for what the company is all about. That's exactly what I did, and if there's somebody watching this who may be thinking about joining, do your due diligence first, and if you decide that you want to actually start, the first thing you need to do is when you sign up and you join the company is to, again, get to understand everything about the business. Go through the website, learn how to navigate your way through the website, understand what all the products are about, understand how to set everything up, all of your profile and all this kind of stuff. So it's very important, because when you come to start promoting, you need to be able to get all this information out to your prospects. So, and I guess this is one of the reasons why I'm creating this PDF, so that it gives people an extra kind of helping hand. It's going to be a nice little guide for them. But yeah, you've got to put a little bit of effort into actually understanding what it is that you're promoting, because ultimately this is a business, and I come from a business background. I don't get involved with online marketing for my health. I don't do it because I don't treat it as a hobby. I treat this as a business because I see the incredible opportunity that being involved in a business like this can actually produce. It can be life-changing because we're in a global industry, and literally we don't have any barriers as to where we can promote this business, and we've got no limitations on the kind of income that we could generate if we take this opportunity seriously and treat it like you would any kind of business. So yeah, anybody that's thinking about getting involved in any kind of online marketing or network marketing business should really not kind of think of it as a throwaway, gimmicky type of deal. They've got to think of it as a really good opportunity. So yeah, I guess that's probably what I would say to anybody coming in, for the first time.
Cool, awesome. Well, thank you very much for that, buddy. And that does sound like that that PDF is going to be really useful for people who are just getting started, because I know I've had a few people join who, you want to be able to give them all the information at once, but it's quite hard for people to take it all on board at once. So they keep coming back to you for sort of questions, and you may have covered it before. So if they've got something to work from, that's brilliant. So thank you for that. Looking forward to seeing it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go through the panel from how I see it on my screen, which means that initially I will be going to Dylan, and I'm just going to ask each person on the panel. We've had a few additional people join us, which is awesome. Just going to ask sort of maybe briefly what you've been up to before, how you've come onto sort of online space, and how you've been getting on with National Wealth Centre, and what sort of took your attention in order to join. So, Dylan, can I go to you first, bud? Now you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. I don't know whether that's me or... Can we hear you? Definitely unmuted, but we can't hear you. Technical stuff. Hey ho, this happens all the time, don't worry too much, although we would love to hear from you. That's frustrating. What I will do then is just keep tweaking to see if you can sort that out, but in the meantime I will skip over to Simon, so I do apologise, Dylan. I'm just going to keep it going, but Simon, can I move on to you, mate?
Yeah, sure thing. Personally, I've been in the industry 3 years, and obviously when I first came online, I was jumping around like a leapfrog to business to business to business, like most people do when they start a business online without direction and guidance. Cut a long story short, I seen that Steve Lawson was joined the National Wealth Centre, and seen on his wall that he joined it, and then he was having success with it. And I'd seen it in the past, but I didn't see anyone promoting it. I just seen it on someone's news feed who I didn't really know. But I knew Steve Lawson, so I jumped in. The benefits of it were, for me, was I didn't need a lot of people in my team to actually grow a big income. Whereas if it's a binary or a matrix, you need thousands to make thousands, because you're only earning a small percentage of each person coming onto your team. Whereas, thank God for the National Wealth Centre, we've got 100% commissions, so it pays off big time fast. That's the money side, and then the main side of it's the personal development and personal growth you get from inside of National Wealth Centre. Like the motivation in there and all the audios are nothing to be sniffed at. It's not like you can find some of this on YouTube. It's like bought stuff, and there's thousands of them, and all for like a one-time fee. I say, because we're going to help you get people in your team the first month. One-time fee of $25. They're giving it away, like for literally next to nothing. Which, as an entrepreneur, you need personal development. You need it to keep going, to like get rid of the negative things around you, the negative society, negative people. You need personal development, positiveness inside your life to actually help yourself grow against all the things that are trying to pull you back, because at the end of the day, we're all after one thing here, and that's freedom. And I found a vehicle to reach that goal of mine for me and my family and my friends around me. And it's going to be super easy because we only need 4 people, and it's 100% commissions, and the commissions are massive. So, and I joined PHP is because I seen the vision of people helping people. We just support one another. We're not robots. We're people with emotions. We're people with passions. We're all people with one goal in mind, to create freedom and to help people through the struggles of life. And we're all here to support one another. That's why we're all here collaborating tonight on this Hangout, showing everyone our support, and that we're all a team and we're all in this together.
That's awesome, Simon. Thank you very much, buddy. And I know just before we went live, you did say that you had a very good grasp of the compensation plan, which, in all fairness, I'm the first one to hold my hands up. I thought I did. And it's quite basic in the first few levels. But when I tried to draw it out for a friend of mine over lunch, it got a little bit crazy. And you said that you were pretty comfortable explaining it on a...
Yeah, it's not a problem. I can do that if you like. If you want me to.
I would love to see that myself, because I would like to learn the best way to explain it.
Well,
I will just say myself, before we go on to someone else and then possibly go back to you if that's all right, is that I've been a part of quite a few network marketing companies, and the one thing that I've been told on more than one occasion by different sponsors who I joined in different companies is don't focus too much on the compensation plan. As a leader, it's very important to know how it works, but when you first start as a newbie, as a sort of new member, if you don't fully understand it, it's not the end of the world, because by being in the company and working the company and taking action on a daily basis, you will understand and you will learn the compensation plan as time goes on.
A basic understanding of the compensation plan is going to help. And over time, if you know the basic understanding, you can see the power of how this is going to work. You only need 4 people to make this flow up, as long as you coach your 4 into how to get their 4. And that's why people helping people, we're all here to support one another, stepping out as our leader that we're born to be in this world. So do you want me to go into that, Rick?
What I will do, I'll just wait.
Go through the panel,
I'll just double check with Steve that we're happy. He's happy for us to do that. And also, in the meantime, while you just prepare that, I will just pop over and talk to Justin quickly as well. So, Steve, are you okay with us to talk about all that in a minute?
Yeah, I think it's great. If you want to prepare that for us, Simon, that'd be awesome. And then in the meanwhile,
I just need a blank sheet, and I'll just do it from scratch. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. do this kind of thing all the time. So.
Okay, well we'll come back to you shortly. Then we'll go perhaps hear from everybody on the panel.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Awesome stuff. Okay, Justin, can we go over to you, bud, and just I know you were on last week. Just basically explain, maybe what you were doing before you joined National Wealth Centre and sort of how you've been getting on, maybe, and what the perks are in your own view of our team. And you're muted at the moment. Oh, there we go. Unmuted.
All right, what's going on, guys?
Hey, bud.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's seen my videos, then they would know kind of my backstory. But I'll go ahead and say it again. I was broke. That's all there was to it. I was flat broke. I was in the negatives. And Brian Long, one of my best friends, called me one day, and I was kind of venting to him because I'm like, man, I'm almost 30. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I'm not good at anything. What am I gonna do, man? Like I tried going back in the military because I was so just kind of grasping. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. So he was like, man, I got you. Don't worry about it. Awesome program. Here you go. I was like, yeah, I'm not in network marketing, man. I'm not a salesman. And I love it. It's just kind of a funny twist of fate, really. And I mean, I really do love it. I mean, if anybody sees my post, I work from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed, which is anywhere from 2 a.m. to last night 8:30. Because I genuinely love what I do. And it's a passion of mine. I love the company, I love the people, and I love the product. And I think anyone that's looking into selling this company is you have to have those three things. Jordan Belfort taught me that. If someone doesn't love the product, if they don't trust and love you, and if they don't trust your company, they're not going to buy. And that's one thing about National Wealth Center that I love is that when it comes to the company, we have an awesome compensation plan. In my opinion, the best out there. You get your money back and then some. Okay, the products, you're bettering yourself, bettering your business, bettering your finances on so many different levels. Like before this, I didn't know what the neuroscience of happiness was. I didn't know, the neurological binds of how, your inner strengths and abilities work. It's crazy, and it's just really cool and very, very, very knowledgeable stuff that I feel is important to anybody. You know what I mean? And so, I love it. I plan on being here for the long haul and doing great things. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got, man.
Maybe all you've got, buddy, but that is all we need. That is fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for sharing that. That's epic. Cool. I see Latoya's joined us as well, but she's also disappeared off camera. So what we will do then, if Simon's okay for us to go back to him, and he can... hey, Latoya, she's back on camera again. Are you good to crack on with your little comp plan thing, Simon?
Yeah, no problem. 1 second. Go on.
Cool. Might come back to you in a minute, Latoya, if that's all right. Just to put everybody on the spot.
Right. I was going to get the PHP logo, but it's alright. Nothing fancy, nothing technical here, just simple, straight to the point of how amazing this compensation plan and how simple it is to actually achieve success with.
Cool. I'll mute yourself, buddy, and just hand over completely to you.
Come on. It's funny, just waiting for my missus to go past the camera. That's why I keep turning my camera off. Alright, where are we? She's like in a drama, she doesn't want to be shown on camera. Right, so the entire screen is the best one. If you can tell me whether you can see my screen.
Are you saying something to me, Simon?
Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can see your screen as well. I just want to make sure that everyone else can see that screen. So I can see me, which isn't right.
I could see everybody.
Okay, can you see my screen?
I can, but then I'm the host of the thing, so we just share for a few people to make sure they can see that. Cool. Cool. Okay, mate, I'll mute and then you can crack on.
Okay. Right, so the power of the two-up system. As we know, when you bring in one person, you make your $25 back. So you're literally more in profit than most businesses out there. 95% of businesses out there in the world, because most of them are in debt. But you basically get 4 people. You get 4 people in your team. You help them see the power of what we're doing here with the rotator, and the power of the system, and how it can change people's lives. We literally pass up. So, as a thank you to my sponsor, Steve Lawson, I give him 2 of my people. So these are now my sponsors, Steve Lawson's. I'll put them in red. And this is the power of the compensation plan. Yeah, people say, oh, I don't want to have like work day and night to try and help people into my business, and I'll give 2 back. But think about it, guys. This is incredible, because your work here can be done if you just coach your 2 to then duplicate. Because what happens here, guys, is then they each pass you 2 back. So your 2 here go out and get 4 each and pass you 2 back each. So that becomes 4 on your pay line. So is this making sense to you guys so far?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out if there's a delay. At the moment, I can see 2 red dots and staggered slightly higher than 2 black dots. Is that all you've drawn?
No.
Okay, it's in that case well, I don't know if anyone else, but that's all I can see. Oh, right, okay.
Right, I'll bring it. Has it come back? Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you just done just then, I can see 4 more additional black dots.
Yeah, it crashed. I'll just reset it, and then So basically, I was talking. So I passed 2 back to Steve Lawson, to saying thank you for showing me the program, and also thank you for helping me become the leader I want to be, and giving me the direction in where I want to be in life as a leader. So and thank you for helping me understand what to do as a network marketer. So I passed him 2 back, and then
at the minute, buddy, I can just see me. I don't know if you've gone back to.
Yeah, I'm screen sharing again.
Okay, thanks. I can just see my ugly mug taking over the screen.
Right. Doesn't help with lag. Right, okay, so can we see it again?
Just me still. I don't know if anyone else can just see me. I think that is everyone.
It's the whole screen. It should be the whole screen, which is... I'll tell you what, I'll do it differently. I'll do it with that screen. Because there's loads of screen shares. You can share the whole screen. Probably crash it. Oh, where I can do that is... Can you see that?
Not seeing anything at the moment, Simon. I think it's changing now. There we go.
Right, okay, yes.
It's a bit laggy, isn't it? Because it's internet,
yeah,
so...
We can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying before was basically I passed 2 back to Steve Lawson, got 4, passed 2 back, so I'm left with 2 in my team, and I'll turn these green because this is where the income comes in. Okay, so my 2 go out and help 4 each. Let me just... My 2 go out and help 4 each. So this first one here, go out and get 4. And then the second person well, the 4th person it would have been, because obviously you keep your 1st and you keep your 3rd, so you pass your 2nd and your 4th. So they go out and get 4 each. But then the best thing about this compensation plan is the 2-up system. Their 2nd and 4th all come to me, so I then have, or you then have 6 on your pay line. And this is incredible, guys, because then this 4 here go out and each pass you. Can you see this still? Yeah.
Yep, I can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Each pass you 8, so 4 turn into 8, and they go on your pay line. And obviously, as you can see, this will go on to infinity because there's no limit to this at all. So it's, you get 4 past 2 back, so you've got 2. And then if you didn't do anything else apart from help your 2 get their 4, you would then get another 4 pass back in your pay line. And you'd earn 100% commissions off them, they're now coded to you. And if they buy the higher leveraging products as well, you will earn off them. And as you can see, guys, this is simple maths. This can go on to like infinity, as in duplication wise.
That's awesome, buddy. I've just noticed Jason, my friend who's who I had lunch with the other day, and he was the one I was trying to explain this to on a bit of paper to clarify things.
Yeah.
And now he's smiling because he knows that what you've just done there makes it look so bloody easy.
This
and
is
I now
super
look
powerful,
stupid.
guys. It really is super powerful. And I'm telling you, there's 120 people in your team roundabout now. And if this takes you 1 month to get your 4, or even to learn the business, like, and it takes you 2 months to get your 4, but say 1 month, if this could happen in a week, guys. I mean, Steve Watson brought 4 people in a day, to be honest. I brought 2 in 1 day, so it's like, it's incredible. So if this happens in a month, honestly, guys, this is absolutely crazy. Like, this is month 1. Let me do this. Month 1 is your line, so you bring 4 in. Then your team duplicate. Let me see. So you've got month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. Let me just change these figures for us so it's easy to see. Like, this is teamwork, guys, helping one another to succeed. Because without your team success, you won't be successful. If you do it like this, I know actually you won't be successful, because if your team doesn't duplicate, they'll drop out like flies. So month 1, you've got 2. Month 2, you get an extra 4. Month 3, you get an extra 8. Month 4, you get an extra 16. Month 5, you get an extra 32. And month 6, you get an extra 64, which around about 120 people, guys. And I'll do the maths on this, which is absolutely crazy, guys. In 6 months' time, 120 people in your team is, with all 3 leveraging projects. Can anyone guess that at all?
Can we do it in stages? How much is that in the $25 level?
Well,
Which it's still nice.
I always jump the gun to the big vision, but let me see. The $25 level, it's $3,000 residual income. And you parted with what? $25 of your cash, which is not really doing nothing in your pocket, like in your bank, because money is useless if you don't use it. That's my motto. Money's useless if it's sitting on the table or in your bank, guys. So you can invest it into your future. Help 4 people transform their life completely, who help 4 people transform their life completely. And 6 months down the line, as you can see the power of this compensation plan, you'll be rolling on $3,000 a month. And that's freedom in most people's eyes. Sorry?
Simon, I was just going to say, guys, I was just doing some calculations whilst you were talking there, and you know, in the United Kingdom, the average salary for people in the UK is £26,000, which is the equivalent in dollars in the United States currency to $39,000 per year. That's the average salary in the UK. You know, on the 3 levels of residual income that the company pay out, which is the $25, the $50, and the $100, that's total of $175. Okay. Now, in order to be able to accumulate the average salary that somebody in the UK would be paid, you only need 19 people in your business, which is phenomenal. I mean, that is phenomenal. Any one of you here on this panel today can, over a period of time, build a business of 19 or 20 people. That to me, I mean, if I put it in perspective, I've already in the space of about 5.5 weeks brought in 38 people into my front line. I did that pretty much in the first couple of weeks, and of course I'm now seeing my team below me starting to grow, and we're talking about pass up. So when my team eventually, once they all decide to upgrade to that $175 kind of all in on the residual income, the numbers start to get a little bit scary, because you can see the power of it. But the reality is, for the average salaried person in the United Kingdom, £26,500. I mean, would those people love to swap their job in to be able to spend more time at home? To be able to enjoy the freedom that this business could give them. To be able to earn that kind of income with only 20 people in their team. And that's just based on the residual income. That doesn't even include any of the potential upgrades to the higher ticket products. So to me, the power of this compensation plan is incredible. And like I said at the very beginning of this Hangout, when I was looking to get back into the industry, I was looking that they give me an amount of benefit, because ultimately the marketing that I put into any company is going to be the same. So why would I not want to get the maximum results for the effort that I put into this business? So I'm writing down these figures, and I'm thinking £26,500 is the average salary. How many people do I need? 20 people, and I'm above that. And I know that everybody on this panel could easily go out and do that. And it might take you, even if it took you 6 months, even if it took you a year, would you not like to be in that position 12 months from now, to be earning that £26,000 or that $40,000, coming in every month? And what are you doing? You're sitting, well, not sitting, but you're enjoying the freedom of not having to be tied building somebody else's dream. You're not having to be setting that alarm clock at 6 a.m. or whatever time it is, and being, having to get in your car, getting on the highway or the freeway, getting in the traffic jam, spending money on fuel, all those things that we have to go through every working day, when we're building somebody else's dream. So to me, whether you're in a current job and you're looking to earn a little bit extra money, or you want to change your life, this opportunity can give you that potential. So it's very, very powerful.
Yep. You have the choice. I mean, it's good that you said that about the how small it is, how small of a team you need to break free from your day job. People have a choice. People have a choice. They can either choose to go to work or choose to network, or do both to try and network for a living. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing both. I'm working and I'm networking to one day forget about the work and network and live my passion, and live a life of freedom with my family, giving them the best life possible. People have a choice. They can either be told when to get up in the morning 5 days a week, or they can actually own their life and be able to get up whenever they feel like it, allow their passions to wake them up more so than their alarm clock. People have a choice as well. People just need to realize and wake up that they have a choice these days, that they can either have a cap to their salary, or have an uncapped salary which they create online for themselves, which they can pass down to their kids. Like, people have a choice. People have choices in life, and it's either they choose yes to an opportunity like this, which is going to move them closer to their dreams, or no to an opportunity like this and realize why they're still struggling 10 years from now, 20 years from now, while they realise that they're like, they can't retire on their pension because it's the 401ks have dropped, or you just haven't had enough money to actually earn in your life to be able to sustain 40 years after retirement or however long you live. These days, retirement's not possible for most people, and this gives people an opportunity to retire before they're even 30, because it's that powerful, and people have a choice, either yes or no. There's two ways to take life: saying yes to things like this or saying no to things like this. If you start saying no to things like this, no wonder you go into the favourite car showroom and you've got to say no to your favourite Lamborghini or your favourite Audi or your favourite Benz. No wonder you're saying no to yourself because you can't afford it, because you've got no money in the bank. It's because you've been saying no to opportunities like this. It's a simple yes and no game, this life game. And if you say yes to opportunities like this, then the things that you want in life will actually say yes to you, and you'll be able to have them.
I love that, buddy. Simon, that's awesome. You're really inspiring stuff listening to you. That's really cool. And thank you for explaining that, the compensation plan, by the way.
Not a problem.
You did it your way and didn't have me trying to draw my spiders that I basically ended up drawing in front the other day. Cool. Okay, well, we've got like 7. I'll try and kind of cap these down to sort of an hour or just over, but we don't want to finish by not providing as much value as we can. So I'm just sort of looking through everybody here. Sadly, Dylan, I think, still has microphone problems. Jason is running around in his house, so I won't put him on. Yes, buddy.
Can I ask a question real quick?
You can.
It's kind of confusing. Me and Steve have talked about this when it came to the go back to the compensation plan, and it's from what I've gathered and talking to Steve and whatnot is that your first, if everyone talks about the $175 sign up, right? Well, you're really not going to get $175 because your first 4 are 2 and 4 get passed up. So let's say the first person you sell them at the $175 level, then the $25 you keep, the $50 gets passed up, and then the $100 you keep. So you're only getting $125 off that first one. So you could actually make 3 people, one person 3 sales in your first go.
I think Steve will be able to possibly support me on this, although I totally hold my hands up if I'm wrong. Every single product you start again with the 2 pass-up system. So if you've got one guy and he goes the $25, you get that. The $50, that would be your first $50, so you get that. The $75 and so on. So it's only the second one on the second person. If that first person didn't get the $50 level, the second person, if they did, that would be your first commission on that product. So that would be your first. You'd get that. This is where things get a little confusing, but
that's where you've just got to butt in and say, quit trying to make sense of it all, so that you can make dollars.
Cool.
Otherwise, confuse the hell out of people. Like, you don't need to know all this ins and outs. Just quit trying to make sense out of it and just make dollars, seriously, because this is simple. Get 4 people, help 4 people, and you're free for life.
Sorry, I was going to just try and clarify, if I can, from my own personal understanding, is that if you look at it on the very basic system of 4 people, okay, and if you assume that, let's just assume that the first person that you bring into the business decides to go what we might call all in, and I hate that term, but let's say they go all in and buy the 3 residual income level products, the $25 product, the $50 product, and the $100 product. So there's your 175. Now, if your first person were to buy all 3 of those, then you would receive, as their sponsor, all 3 of those payments, because that is your first $25 sale product, your first $50, and your first $100. Now, the second person that you bring in, if they were to go and purchase all 3 products, then they would all be passed up to your sponsor.
That's only if you own it, though, right? You've got to own the product.
Only if you own all of those products. So, as an example, I went all in. I bought the three residual income products, and obviously, the first person that I sponsored in, if they had bought all three, I would have received all of that commission. It gets confusing when you bring in more than one person and they buy at different levels, because you have to remember it's the product that gets passed up as opposed to the person. So you might bring in 10 people, and the 10th person that you bring in might purchase the ninth person might purchase the $50 level, and that would be passed up to me. But the 10th person might buy the $50 level, but that would get passed up to my sponsor because all the other 10 people had only come in at the $25 level. So it just depends on the product levels as opposed to the people. But you just got to look at it as the second and the fourth product that gets passed up.
Of each level, yeah.
Say, you know, there's really little point in worrying about it, because the truth is, all you've got to do is help build your team.
Yeah,
and you'll get paid whatever you get paid. It's as simple as that. It's the same for everybody.
Also, the people in your team, just if you're not at that level which they're going to join at, say, hey, hold back, let me buy that product before you do, as a courtesy thing. So then you don't lose the commission on that, and you don't lose a sale every month on that. Because if you're not in that, say for instance, if I bring someone in and I'm only at the $25 level at the minute, dipping my toe in the water, as it were. But I mean, the products in this level are phenomenal. If someone comes in at the $175 level in my team, I would earn the $25 level, but then I'd pass the 50 and the 100 back to Steve because he's my sponsor and he owns them levels, and I would actually lose that commission every single month now. So the best thing to do is just keep your team close and say, hey, don't upgrade until I do, as a courtesy thing. And then once you're at them levels, then you can go out and market this to people with lots of money, and they can jump in at whatever level they desire. So that's my philosophy on that.
That's actually a really good point to bring up, and it's something that people will possibly look at and try and compare it to other, possibly if they've been involved in other companies, they may compare it to other companies they've been involved with, and that is that you can't recoup the people you lose, because what people are doing is setting up recurring payments. So at the point they join, that payment, especially the first 3 levels, that payment will be fixed to the person that they make that first payment to. So even if you buy products afterwards, you don't get those people back. Those people will still be paying your sponsor or whoever they end up paying because of the pass-up system. So it will definitely benefit you to get the products as early on as possible, when you're ready. But obviously, if you know that your sponsor doesn't have those, then as Simon was saying and as Steve was saying, it's kind of courtesy. It's always good just to say, hey guys, I'm about to.
It's all about leverage your time, energy, and efforts as well online with this system, because it's $25 to get in, and $25 won't make you a millionaire. You'll need a staggering amount of $25 to make you a millionaire with that. But it's all leverage, guys. I mean, once you've got like 6 people comfortably in your team and they're building, you can then go on to the $50 level, and then if they move up, you earn $50 commissions off those. And then you just go, once you've earned enough of those, you just go on to the $100 level. So it's stepping stones to success. And then we've got the other levels, which is phenomenal, one-time fee products, which are just out of this world in my eyes. Like, which should we talk about or not?
I'm quite looking forward to my first $7,000 payment, to be honest.
$7,500, like, wow.
Can I just say something quickly whilst we're on the subject of the payments and everything?
Yes,
another one of the benefits that that struck me was the fact that with the way that the system has been set up by NWC, we actually are able to receive our money for our purchases immediately. and this is pretty much unheard of in this industry. So, so I always equate it to going in to a store and purchasing something and handing over my credit card or my cash to the person behind the counter. And you know, when you're in a business, like you're in a store, you're selling a product. When you sell that product, you get that money straight away. And this is exactly the same thing with the way our system is set up. It's not like in other businesses, and I know because I used to have my own company, and I used to send invoices out for services that I'd performed for customers, and sometimes I had to wait like 90 days, sometimes even longer, 120 days before I ever received payment for the product or the service that I've given. And this is one of the biggest issues in business, actually. One of the biggest reasons why small businesses shut down is because of cash flow, because they don't get paid by their suppliers, or not their suppliers, by their customers quickly enough to allow them the cash flow to maintain their business. And I've seen so many small businesses shut down in my career when I had my company, because I was a service company, I was a service provider, and I'd seen so many businesses shut down because they weren't getting paid by their customers. And this is one of the biggest issues that small businesses have. Now, this is the beauty of this business, is that we get paid directly. I mean, the system is set up so that we can receive our payments through merchants like PayPal or Payza. They have, of course, their own merchant system, which actually they charge a little bit extra for. But the reality is that we can make a sale and we can have that money in our PayPal account or in our Payza account immediately. And that is a very, very powerful situation to be in, because it means that we've got cash flow, it means that we've got income that we can reinvest back into our business in terms of marketing. So if we want to be able to do paid traffic, we make a sale, we can invest part of that money directly back into our business, which is fantastic. And not many companies, in fact, I don't know actually of any other company in network marketing that has that system set up. In fact, I can talk from experience because I owned an MLM business. Many of you may know about my Marketing Network University company. Now, one of the biggest issues that we had as a business was the fact that we had to utilize merchant accounts that would withhold our income. We had to withhold. In fact, I've been waiting for 6 months for 10% of the money that our business made. Just to get that money back into our account, because they have these very, very strict restrictions. So it's a very difficult situation when you've got to wait around to get paid. And this is something that I love about NWC, is that we get paid as soon as we make a sale. We're paid. We've got the money to reinvest, spend, whatever we want to do with it. And I just wanted to make that point for anybody watching. That is a very, very powerful incentive and benefit of being part of the National Wealth Centre.
Cool. No, that's cool, Steve. Thank you for explaining that, and I agree completely. I've not owned a business to the level you have, but I agree completely that that's a major benefit of National Wealth Centre. Time now is 9:05, so I'm thinking if anyone who's sort of on the panel has anything to add before we close, instead of all of you unmuting yourself and it going a bit crazy, if you could just put a thumb up to the camera if you've got anything you feel you want to share with people before we close, that would be really cool. It's almost like a classroom.
Can I just say one thing, just very quickly, because I'm not sure that she's going to say anything, but Eileen is on this panel today, and I want to say a huge thank you to Eileen, because she was actually one of the first people that joined up with NWC under my link. So I want to say how grateful I am that you showed the faith in joining me, and I'm delighted that you're here. And I know you're all the way over the other side of the world in Hawaii, and I love Hawaii. I've got family who live in Honolulu. And I've been there myself. It's a beautiful place, and so I just want to say a big thanks to Eileen for for turning up on the Hangout and listening in and showing faith in me. So thanks for that, Eileen.
Awesome. Yeah, welcome, Eileen. Good to have you on here. Cool. I'll pop over to Justin then, because I saw his thumb was up by his camera. So over to you, bro.
All right. I came in late, so I don't know if this was covered or not, but the rotator, that is a money-making machine. I'm telling you. All right, me myself, I got 29 opt-ins, 29 people. All right, Thomas, 2 sales. I got a sale this morning. I went to sleep after working. I woke up, bam, $25 in my account. As an early entrepreneur, I'm telling you, that is the single greatest feeling in the world, that you can literally make money in your sleep. And I'm glowing right now because it's the dream, right? It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't. It could have been $5. I don't care. I made a profit while I was in La La Land dreaming about ponies and rainbows. You know what I mean? So I would promote that. I've been every work at home group that I'm on. I'm free rotator. I'm blasting it on Twitter because it's so powerful. I had some dude trying to sell me on his GPS funnel thing. I told him he knows Steve. I told him I was with Steve and MNU, and he was like, "Oh, how's your rotator going?" And I'm like, "I'm making money, bro. Where are you at?" So, and then before the end of it, he's trying to get on with us. So I mean, it's powerful. But that's all I had to say. I had to give Steve a big shout out. Made a video at 8:30 this morning when I had no sleep. So I don't know if anybody watched that or not. But yeah. All right, I hand it over to you guys.
That's awesome, bro. No, that's really cool to hear success. I know there are lots of other people having success with it, but as far as people who are happy to come on camera and talk about the success they're having, it's really cool to hear. And yeah,
I just want to mention a few things.
Yes, go on, Simon.
As I said about before, life's full of decisions and choices, and people have a choice now. Watching this live or on the recording, people have a choice. They can either carry on with what they're doing in their job, because in order to get different results, they've got to do something differently. So they can either do what they're doing and get the same results, and think a year from now, like, I wish I'd got started, or actually have faith in the team, have faith in the company, have faith in the rotator, and jump in head first. Because at the end of the day, guys, it's not going to break the bank. The maximum you'll ever fork out of your pocket is $35, and we'll be open and honest here. There's no lies, there's no smoke and mirrors. It's $35. And you've got a choice. You can either spend $35 on a new pair of trainers or sneakers, which are going to last you, a few months after kicking a ball around. Last you a few months. Or you can do the biggest thing you'll ever do in your life, is invest it in yourself and your education and your family's freedom and your family's future. That's $35. So you've got a choice. Take this $35 and put it into some food or a new pair of sneakers, or put it into your future of freedom. That's the choice we've got here, guys. We've got a yes to the freedom, or we've got no, I'm going to buy some sneakers. And you're thinking, oh, $35, it's money, I can do something with it. But if you think about it, if you've got, say, like, money coming in off your job all the time, and you've always got $35 left over, which you have, and that $35 is not doing nothing for your life, nothing at all, sitting there, just imagine it's in your wallet. $35 is doing nothing. $35 is doing nothing. Money is useless unless you use it. Therefore, invest it in yourself and your future with our team, People Helping People, and the National Wealth Centre, and help others around you, because as a result of worrying about other people's problems, yours will disappear. So let's take action on your dreams, guys. Make it happen.
Cool, that's a really, really awesome place to finish on, Simon. Thank you so much for that. If there is anyone watching this, before we just go over to somebody who sounded like they made a noise, did somebody say
I gotta say something real quick. Oh, go ahead. I'll mute.
I'm sorry.
All I was going to say was, to be honest, I was just going to mention that the Team Rotator link is duplicatewithease.com. So if you do happen to be watching this live anywhere and you're not part of our team and you sound like you want to get involved, then duplicatewithease.com is the link to join any one of us. You'll all be welcomed into the family, whoever you join. So that's my point. But if you wanted to cover something just before we leave, Justin, feel free, bro. Was it Justin?
Yeah. Sorry, it's twist of fate. As we're talking about the rotator, and as I'm getting excited about these leads, I had another referral link. So it's just literally, this is the third one this morning. I've been up for 3 hours, and I've had 3 because of this rotator. So I mean, that's just proof right there. It works, and it's free. There is no reason any of us should not be promoting this right now. Why we should not be getting our downline in on this, while their downline shouldn't be getting in on this. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I get excited sometimes.
That's cool, bro. You need to set something up on your phone so when they come in it goes cha-ching or something like that. Be cool. Right, in that case, I will very quickly hand back to Steve.
What we're to say.
Oh,
this is Eileen from Hawaii.
Hey, Eileen.
Hi.
How you doing?
Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, I'm excited to be part of the group and excited to get going, and especially excited for the leadership. I mean, I've been around, have never seen so much leadership that we have, and grateful for Steve for leading us in the right direction. So I look forward to a Happy New Year. Thank you, Steve.
That's awesome,
Thanks,
Eileen. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
It's really cool to sort of hear you from over there in Hawaii and sort of chip in before we go. So thank you very much for contributing. Cool.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Jason. Everybody's piling in at the last minute. Go on, bro. Got something to add?
Yeah, sorry, I was just patiently waiting here for everybody else. I'm not just, I came in very late, so I will take another look at the compensation plan, but obviously I understand the concept of the point of the fact that you just get 4 people in and help them get there 4, and then obviously initially your team grows. What I wanted to say is in terms of the rotator, maybe just a suggestion for you, Steve, if you can sort of back me up on this, whether you agree or disagree, is that anybody that gets sales in the rotator, I think maybe they should sort of point that out into the group, or maybe on their wall also as well, because the concept is, the fact is that we need, the more people on the rotator advertising the rotator, the more audience and the more traffic that's going to be going there, which means the turnaround is going to be even quicker for everybody else. This is what I solely believe, and this is what we all believe, I believe. Obviously, the more traffic you've got going in there, the better it is for everybody else. I lost somebody about an hour ago who was due to join, and he joined up with the rotator, and 5 minutes after he joined, he messaged me and said, one of my mates that joined 4 weeks ago, he's not had a sign-up yet. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you join the rotator and you get your 4, you come out, you don't have the option of actually going to get somebody else yourself. Whereas, obviously, I find that in this group, obviously, that once you get your 4, yeah, obviously, naturally you come out, etc., and you still have the option of getting it yourself. I've spoken to so many people that have been in this rotator, and I say this is a positive for us as a group. So many people in the rotator have been sat in there for weeks, and they've not got anything. So I think that's a huge advantage that we've got. Because we are a small-ish team, a group rather, growing rapidly, I think it might be an idea that we advertise the fact that in the group, especially as there's prospects coming into the group, I'm just thinking about my group and how I conduct my group in my other business. People put sales in there, people put evidence in there, so when there's prospects coming in, people will naturally click on the rotator. What do you think about that, Steve?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know, at the end of the day, the more we can promote any success from any of the strategies that we utilize from our group, the better. I was going to just quickly share my screen with you guys so you can see the actual rotator and what we're doing at the moment. So if you just give me 2 seconds.
Because I've been working for about 2 or 3 days now, possibly 4 actually, with my best friend Paula on our auto poster, and you know, I'm in a lot of groups, etc., and we're just sort of going over stuff that we can use for our auto poster, and I really think that it might be a good suggestion for people to sort of highlight the fact. Maybe some people speak up and say, look, you know, I've just got a rotator.
I think that's an awesome idea. It's like edifying the rotator as the machine it is. And if we all do that, like every single time someone gets every single time someone gets a sale off it, goes in the group, and then we literally all share it on our wall. That's 100 more links around, which is edifying the rotator as the machine it is. It's good.
Can you guys see my screen at all?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm assuming everyone else. I can.
Okay. This is the rotator, and bear in mind this has only been going for a couple of days. And the other thing you have to bear in mind is that not that many people have actually been promoting it. So you know, I've made a video today about telling people what they should be doing.
It's just black, Steve. It's just black. We can't see a screen. I can't anyway.
It's random.
No, me neither, unfortunately.
Okay.
It was just black for us.
And I can see it. I think Simon had a few issues with this, so I think do you need to just choose a different selection?
Right, bear with me. I'm going to try again.
The actual window that you're sharing, which is like the web window, I think that'll be the best option because sometimes full screen messes up.
Okay, let me try again. Can you see it, guys?
Still black.
Can you click on my image?
Yeah, I have. I thought I'd try that.
It's weird. It's weird because we can see it actually in your image, but we can't see it on the actual box where we want to see it.
Okay. Well, all I wanted to show you was that basically we have the way I've set it up. I'll just explain it to you. I'll stop screen sharing. The way I've set it up is I've given everybody a maximum of 100 clicks and 5 clicks a day, and I can change this at any stage. And what's happening at the moment is that people are getting a lot of clicks at the moment. I mean, I'm seeing a really great random kind of selection of clicks in everybody's link, so it's definitely working well. And as you said, Justin has already had a sale from it, and this is based around the fact that virtually nobody is really promoting it. Only a handful of people are promoting it. Most of the promotion has come from me on my own Facebook wall. And I'm getting people obviously opting into it. I'm definitely getting opt-ins because I'm collecting their emails, and what I'm doing with their emails is I'm obviously utilizing a campaign to message that link back out again. So I'm going to continue to remarket to all these people and put the rotator link into the emails so that we're going to keep on chipping away at these people that have had a look. So I think the more that you guys can actually just start promoting it, like you were saying, Jason, about putting it into Facebook groups. All of us have different circles. We don't all have the same circle of friends. I've got 5,000 friends, but some of you may have 3,000 or 4,000 friends that I might only be friends with a few hundred of them. So the more that we do it, the bigger the circle of influence we're going to have. Can
I explain the sheer power of this rotor and how incredible it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
In this business model, you only need 4 people. Okay, so if you come into this business model, say today, guys, and then you get put in the rotor absolutely free just for joining our team. And there's only a few people in the rotor really at any one time, to be honest. at this point in time, there's definitely only a few people in the rota. Because what happens is, once you get your 4 people, you pass 2 back to your sponsor, you keep 2. You actually then get taken out the rota because you've been given 2 people in your team, and you've literally in profit them. And then what happens here then is you carry on promoting the rota even though you're not in it, because then you stick your teams, your 4 people who you got in through the rota, then in the rota, and then they promote it, you're promoting it, your sponsor's promoting it, and everybody's promoting it. So there's one that you come out the rota, but then your team goes in the rota, and then the same things happen again, because then your team all gets 4 each, and then that's when duplication starts to happen here, guys, because then what is it? 8 people come back to you, and you're not even in the rota anymore, but you're promoting it. You're not in the rota, but you still benefit from the rota even though you're not in it. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage people, if not everybody in the group, to be promoting the rotator, especially if they get a sale. Because I came in tonight an hour ago and I didn't know that just had a sale. So I was asking my downline, do you know anybody that's got a sale from the rotator? Because I want them to naturally promote it in the group. So prospects coming in are going to see, well, hang on a minute, this guy's just got a sale and he's on this rotator. Let me click on the rotator. Let me see how this works. So then they're going to come out of that group, and they might not even come out of the group. They'll stay in the group and they'll sign up, but they'll also come out of the group, not physically, but they'll shout about it to other people and say, look, I've just signed up yesterday, and there's loads of people in there where they're getting this free rotator. It's going to spread like wildfire. So I would encourage everybody to get on that rotator, and thank you to Steve Lawson for all the time, all the effort, all the money, everything that man's doing right now. He's doing his absolute best to ensure that his team does extremely well, and we all grow as a business because we're all in the same position here. We all want a better life for our kids, family, whatever it may be. So big up, massive big up to Steve for what you do, mate. And I think people should just pay you back by literally just flooding it with as much traffic as they possibly can. That's all I've got to say.
Can I just quickly say, well, I appreciate that, Jason. I really do appreciate that, mate. What I was going to say is, if any of you guys are in either a Maps or Traffic Monsoon, which you probably all have heard of, then there's a great place to promote that rotator. There is like 190 something thousand people in Maps, and Traffic Monsoon has got a huge, ever increasing volume of people. So it's a great place to be able to put promote that link in, and because all those people in Maps are all in other business opportunities, and they're all looking for other opportunities. Because you've got to remember. What's that?
I was going to say most of the ones that they're promoting don't work.
Well, I was going to say, if you think about it logically, we all know the statistics, right? We all understand the statistics. That, like they say, 97% of people aren't making any money online. Now, there are lots of different reasons for that. We all know the different reasons, but the truth is that all those people inside of companies like Maps or companies like Traffic Monsoon, the vast majority of those people are not making any money with the businesses that they're involved with. So, we have a really good product. We have a great company. We have a fantastic opportunity with the compensation plan. You only need a small number of people. If this rotator is working, it is getting results for people, and it's completely free. We're not, there's no cost involved, so there's nothing to lose. So if any of you are in those opportunities, then do me a favor and just share that rotator link out, because it will benefit the whole group. And the whole purpose of the group and this whole thing of people helping people is to get the exposure to those people that are struggling out there, who are having a hard time trying to build their business. You know, we want to show them a different way. Is that Shun talking over me? But yeah, I mean, I don't want to sort of go on too long, but you know, this is all about exposure. This is all about attraction marketing. This is all about syndication. The more we do it as a group, the bigger our group will become, the more success we'll all have. And we don't need to have an army on our front line. We just need a small elite group of people that are prepared to put in some effort, and we can grow this, and everybody can benefit. So that's all I wanted to say. Anyway.
Can I just say one last thing? Sorry, guys. I just want to say one last thing. If you guys see anybody promoting the link that Steve's put out there, jump on it. You know, jump on it in terms of a comment. You know, and say this is a great business, because you know the more comments you got on a post, obviously the more edge ranking you're going to get. You know, I've learned that recently off my man Rick.
We need to start adding video testimonials as well. That'd be super awesome.
I was just going to say that if you've got a video testimonial, paste it in there into the comments. You know, so many. You know, the more comments you've got on a post in a group, you know, the better it's going to get, and people are going to look at it and go, well, what are all these comments about? So if you do see a link anywhere on Facebook and it's our link, I'd encourage everybody to jump on it and just quickly say something positive about it.
And also, I just want to add, this is the only job that you can sit at home with your kids and get a brew whenever you want, get food whenever you want, pick and choose your own hours, pick and choose your own salary, pick and choose your own place of work. You can take this, if you go on holiday, you can still work. And it's not called work, it's called networking, and it's on a whole different level than working. It's like the 21st century job, guys. So if you're not awake to this, then I hope this has woke you up to the actual possibilities of what's possible in this world these days with the internet. Like,
hey guys, I just wanted to say one thing. This is a great hangout. I've really enjoyed being on this today. It's been fantastic, great input. But talking about what Simon just said then, it made me think about something I saw on the news a couple of days ago. There was a news article about robots taking over jobs from people, and there was this link to a website that you could actually, I think it was the BBC, said you could actually go in, type your career into this website, and it will tell you whether or not your job is going to be replaced by a robot. And I'll tell you what, it's frightening. It is frightening. The technology is just taking over everything. And you know, network marketing, in my view, is going to be the future for a lot of people, because you know, jobs are going to be disappearing, economies are shrinking, and you know, if anybody's watching this webinar and if not are thinking about getting involved with network marketing, you know, don't think any longer. Just get on with it, because if you start today, who knows where you'll be in another 6 months from now. So yeah, it is a powerful opportunity for everybody, I believe.
Be free. As simple as it is.
Oh, and if anybody needs a free rose, an auto poster, I've got one. It's really good.
And one more thing, you're talking about the robots and how that's scary that they could be taking over jobs. To me, as a free human being, you know what's even scarier than robots taking over the jobs? Me working 40 hours, at a minimum, 40 hours a week for 40 years, breaking my back for somebody else's dream. That's not the life for anybody. That's not like the life for any of us.
And
you know what I mean?
Who's right for it is to say that we're worth so much an hour. Who's right for it? There's nobody's right to say that you are a human being and you're worth this much an hour. We have the right to say how much we earn an hour, and we can earn as much as we desire to earn an hour, and we earn that much by helping more people.
And I agree, and I mean, there's really not. I mean, I get excited. I kind of ramble on about this program because it's such a beautiful thing. You know, you make money, you work for yourself, you benefit your family, you spend time with your family, you're benefiting yourself because of the products, you're benefiting your business. If you've never ran a business before, this is guided for you to succeed. 100%. Peter Wolfing, the CEO, did a phenomenal job with National Wealth Center. Okay, this is put together. For anybody out there that's not with us, I'm going to go ahead and preach, all right? This is put together for you to succeed. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Okay? You spend $25, your first sale, you make it back. You go ahead and you get on the personal development program, right? You start bettering yourself emotionally. You start learning new things that you've never even thought were possible. Then, okay, you make another sale. You make a couple more sales. Now your guys are making sales. Now you're making money in your sleep. Come on. You know, what do you got to lose? What do you have to lose? Honestly. $25, you know what that is? That's a dinner for one at Applebee's. I'm hanging it up there, guys. Sorry.
I love your energy. I reckon we should get you on a PHP sales video along with Steve, and just you could do like a duo thing. I think it's really cool. Energy is always important. Thank you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now I keep saying I'm going to finish it for an hour. I think I would really have regretted cutting that at an hour, because what we've just had in the last half an hour is some really valuable stuff. So I think. Reluctantly, I'm going to say I think we should end it. Steve, is there anything you'd like to add as our as our leader, as our team leader? Is there anything you want to add before we finish?
Well, don't get me started. We'll be here another hour. No, this was a really awesome hangout. It's really powerful. I think if anybody is tuning in to watch this, then and you're thinking about getting involved in this, then get back to that person that showed you this business. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you can start changing your life. I got involved with this industry 3 years ago, and I got involved with it because I wanted to change my life. I had a company, I owned a company. It was horrendous stress. It was financial worry, it was long hours, it was huge responsibility, and sometimes working for yourself is not all it's cracked up to be. But this industry, the network marketing industry, is literally changed my life. Not only has it given me the ability to actually enjoy the freedom of being able to work from home, to be able to choose my own hours, come and go as I please, but it's also developed me as a person, as an individual. I've heard the term network marketing is really personal development disguised as a business, and it's absolutely fundamentally true. And I've never been involved with an opportunity or a business or an industry, a career that is basically focused on lifting somebody up and elevating them up to be the best that they can be. And that is even more powerful in a way than the actual opportunity to make a living, because it's enabled me to meet incredible people. It's lifted me up. It's given me more self-confidence. When I first got involved with this business, even though I'd owned a company before, I hated sales. I was a shy, retiring sort of guy. I didn't have any passion, and everything was bottled up. This business has allowed me to become myself. It's allowed me to be free from an emotional point of view. It's an incredible industry, and so I could talk about this all night, guys. But I know that we're going on for a long time. I don't want to get involved in the whole personal development mindset. Maybe we'll leave that to next week's hangout. Yeah, there's so much to talk about in terms of mindset and personal development. But this has been an incredible hangout, one of the best I've ever been on, I think. I really appreciate everybody that's taken the time to be on here this evening, and especially for those that have obviously different time zones. It's fantastic. So I'll hand it back to you to finish it up, to wrap it all up, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, in a nutshell, this industry is all about becoming the best version of yourself. And isn't that what everybody wants to become at the end of the day? And for such a small investment that's going to make huge benefits to you and your family, it's worth the 1% risk for the 100% commissions.
That's awesome. Yeah, well said, Simon. I absolutely agree, bro. And yeah, I think on that note, I think we should probably finish it. If any of you do have something valuable on that kind of subject to talk about, then please do save it to next week, because I'm sure we're going to have plenty more to talk about, but we don't want to lose the quality comments that you want to share anyway. So I just want to say on Steve's behalf and behalf of all of the team, guys, thank you very much, all the people who've joined on the panel. Sadly, I'd love to have Dylan on next week if he can make it and sort of tweak his microphone, because we'd love to hear from him. And guys, thank you very much for joining us. That is us finished. Bye-bye.